It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into Kendrick Lamar and his VALIANT trek to Toronto. All right. Now, of course, we've covered his show in Toronto, his back-to-back shows in Toronto. We've talked about it. We've shown video footage of it, talked about some of the things surrounding the show. But in today's show, we're going to go over this fan-made mini doc that goes over some of the different podcasters and different people that were either wishing bad on Kendrick's tour stop in Toronto, didn't expect him to book a tour stop in Toronto out of fear, or projected that negative things would take place upon him getting out there, or flop five, and his threats. Propaganda being spread out there before the show through the DJ that don't spin, and just getting into some of the negativity and all of the different people that spoke against Kendrick on his way there. And then, of course, we're going to go and it shows a before and after. And then we're also going to get into a source speaking on Drake allegedly attempting to get Kendrick's shows canceled at the Rogers Center out there in Toronto. And this ain't no hearsay shit. This is actually a journalist that I've been following for many years, Justin Tinsley. I can say that he is a reputable journalist who's written for many publications and continues to write for many publications. So if he put it out there, I'm not going to say that this is just hearsay. He has to have it from reliable sources. Otherwise, he wouldn't publish it. So we're going to get into all of that in this video. But first, let's get into this mini doc showing life before Kendrick takes the 6 and after. And we're also going to get into Maul from the Roy and Maul podcast, coming back and doubling down on his idiotic stance as of today as well. So we're going to get through a few different things. But first, let's watch this because this isn't short.
Do you think that Kendrick could come to Toronto and do a big show without any problems?
I don't know, man.
You know how connected Drake is in Toronto as far as with government officials and who else?
Top 5 and all these niggas. You got wild niggas in Canada.
There's 2 niggas I need dead. You and Kendrick.
Like I say it again, Canada's not sweet.
You really think that Kendrick Lamar's show is happening in Toronto?
Apparently he got 2 of them there.
That shit's gonna be canceled.
First of all, I don't think Canada want Kendrick there anyway.
I don't know if Kendrick is booking the show at the Scotiabank Arena and people not showing up to just boo him.
Can't even trust people at the airport. Who can you really trust in Toronto?
I think everybody that goes to a Kendrick show in Toronto is going there strictly to try to ruin his show.
What?
Is the Kendrick Lamar beef that deep, or is it just music?
He can't come to Toronto.
So his real life is not just music.
You're damn right. Why do you think everything's a joke? We're serious motherfucking guys.
Okay.
Remember, Drake has to perform.
We're serious motherfucking guys. 2 days ago, this nigga was on stream crying with the DJ that don't spin. Oh my God. I was heartbroken listening to them say one more time. Oh my God. I couldn't get my sandwich from the arena.
In LA and all these other places in the States too.
You don't think he could go there, do his little push-ups, eat his fried rice, and you know what I mean, rap Not Like Us at New Ho King?
That's the last place he's ever gonna be.
This is another thing too I don't like about y'all pussy-ass Kendrick fans. Yo, when I bring Top 5 on here and Top 5 saying he want to smoke Kendrick for Kendrick disrespecting, y'all niggas be like, why acting sign violence? Well, why these pussy-ass niggas talking about fates?
When he come to Toronto, these niggas gotta call me, Ak. Call me.
So you tell me that Kendrick can't go to New Ho King and get that fried rice?
I'm gonna give him something better than that fried rice.
Any black Torontonian.
And Kendrick got everything better than that motherfucking fried rice. He got 2 back-to-back sold out 40,000 plus shows. And an assortment of whatever the fuck he wanted to eat without your presence. That was way better than the fried rice. Thank you, Flop 5.
that goes to this show is a racial cook.
Come on, man. That sounds like you've been hanging with Kanye.
At some point, this is hip hop. It's all contact. At some point, we're gonna get some killers who are gonna say, well, our interpretation of contact is we don't do fights, we shoot niggas.
Let me tell you
Yo, I heard they got a Canada version of the show that's straight dissing. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but let me tell you something about Kendrick. Kendrick sucks, and he's abusing SZA. What do you think the is gonna happen when he comes to my city?
I just want two people right now, man. I'm not, it's not a threat. I'm just looking for Metro Boomin and Kendrick Lamar.
I'm getting word that they got a special video that when they come to that Rogers Arena or the Rogers Stadium, they're about to drop a video dissing the Gigi's. I'm just letting you know.
Kendrick is doing stadium tours 1 and doing the stadium in Toronto.
June 12th.
June 12th.
Oof. You know how connected Drake is
I don't think
as far as with the government in Toronto?
I don't think they would play those games.
All right.
Kendrick, book a show in Toronto.
You know how connected Drake is with the government in Toronto? Well, we found out. We found out with Jagmeet Singh. Called him a goof for showing up at the show. Tell myself, oh, I only went for Kendrick. I only went for SZA, not Kendrick. Now they done release video of Jagmeet out here goddamn jigging and moving to TV off, as I predicted. And Scrabble Up and all that other shit. Nigga had a bop going at that motherfucker. Don't let these sorry ass niggas get you out your body, man. Don't make no nigga apologize for having a good time at a concert. Come on, dog. This ain't no motherfucking this is not a real war. Like, although there's parties involved that don't like each other and things could escalate at a later time or whatever, probably won't, because they're not really gonna, anybody with a brain working is gonna keep these guys away from each other. But this ain't no fucking real war on North American soil. Like, that's not what's gonna happen. Crazy niggas. This is how they were talking prior to the show. Drake's connection to the government in Toronto. Like, they were gonna put a fucking some sort of ban on Kendrick from entering Toronto lines. Come on, dog.
Drake, book a show at the Crypto. And let's goddamn see what happens. Fuck it.
Drop.
How do you tell somebody that you care about deeply? I told you so.
After all Drake has done for that city, Drake gave that city a whole identity, gave him a number to rep.
I would feel the way if I was Drake.
I don't know if Drake could say he's a sixth god if this is how it's going down. This was last night I was in awe. What is going on out here?
I get more love in the city that you from. Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Yo, check on Drake, man. If y'all know him, check on the man. Because for him to get an encore in the city of the biggest artist of the century, or the biggest artist, right? Of the song that he's suing about to UMG in his hometown, that gotta hurt some feelings.
Kendrick is the first rapper to sell out multiple nights at the Rogers Center. Round of applause.
If it was Winnipeg, if it was Edmonton, if it was another part of Canada, yes. But not Toronto. Toronto, it's supposed to be my city. It's supposed to be my town.
What? Oh, nah, bro. In your
Toronto niggas is a special breed. I've never seen this before. You can't disrespect Detroit and go perform that in Detroit. Won't happen.
They were happy. They were chanting. The whole stadium was chanting all the parts that are in that lawsuit.
They went and tore up New Ho King.
I saw them Crip walking in New Ho King last night. They was. I'm not even making this up. They was Crip walking in New Ho King. No. Singing Not Like Us as they was ordering chow mein.
New Ho King. Remember that restaurant? New Ho King. Canada's out there. Remember that place? It officially felt like it damn near, but just might as well just be a restaurant for Kendrick.
New Ho King afterwards. This is New Ho King in Canada.
Yo, what is New Ho King?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
That's
the little
the Chinese spot that Drake and Kendrick was talking about in the song.
Oh, in the song.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Is it embarrassing for your rival rapper to come into your city and perform the diss records and have the fanfare? Yeah, it is, right? It's embarrassing, right?
I know Drake.
There was a flyer going around of a bunch of OVO members who were organizing a protest outside of...
There was, supposed to be this whole OVO takeover.
That little bitch ass pizza party. Y'all seen the clip of the nigga outside that was interviewing them niggas at the pizza party? Niggas, I don't know what's going on. You're supposed to have pizza and hoodies, man. It feels like a hoax. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Where's everybody at? The rest of them niggas stayed home and did what they were supposed to do. They took care of their families, their kids, their mamas, their wives, whatever the fuck else they had on the agenda for today. They actually did something productive. Y'all niggas took y'all ass out the house for some free pizza and hoodies, man. Adults. Those are the fans that we see online.
Show Kendrick whose city this is, protesting.
There was 3 people outside.
Yo.
Behind me, we have a group of pro-Drake protesters who are trying to make sure that everyone who attends this concert knows exactly whose city this is.
I'm here to support Drake. I got a speaker with just playing Drake's best hits. We got a group chat and everyone in the group chat's pulling up and showing love.
When are they pulling up and showing love? We only see a small group of people here so far.
Around 7.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think the Toronto Raptors going to win a championship for the next 40 years. This is a curse.
Nobody's here because of Kendrick, all right? The only reason that this concert is going on is because of SZA. This guy had to lower the prices by like $300 to just have people still be here.
I mean, I got my tickets for 20.
He damn near sound like he finna cry. Go ahead.
What's going on is because of SZA. This guy had to lower the prices by like $300.
Yeah, he finna cry. He finna cry again.
As a fan, if you got to do all of that, y'all niggas is really shaky. Like, look within yourself. Look in the mirror and say, is this something that I really want to do?
Last night, I realized, and it's not all Canadians or Torontonians, it's the niggas that was in the building. They're culturally clueless. They don't realize that Kendrick is dissing their entire... he's dissing Drake, 100%. But he's in...
Now they're culturally clueless? You mean the guy that came out this bitch and didn't know shit about hip-hop, now all of a sudden he's supposed to be the hip-hop impresario of bullshit? Culturally clueless? Wow. The man who got called a bitch to his face by another man saying he want to slap the shit out of him. And he says, in what sense? Comes out and calls these people culturally clueless for going and enjoying a show of 2 great artists.
Dissing their entire existence. After that, Drake, you better start claiming Houston, bro. That shit's over.
Certain voices were trying to push the narrative that Not Like Us, others Canada. That Not Like Us was a diss to everybody from Canada. It wasn't just Drake.
And this idea of they not like us, I want to let all of you Canadians, no nigga from the West Coast think any of you Canadians are like them.
I love that this show happened because even on social media I'm seeing, because it felt like people were going America versus Canada. This just seemed to bring people together and it was never about that.
To watch somebody celebrate the idea of kicking the back end of your entire cultural and existence, I looked at Toronto as a place that was lost last night. I said, wow.
They is the people outside the culture of hip hop, whether they're culture vultures trying to come in, whether they're people who speak down on it. Us is the culture of hip hop.
Had Drake won, had the entire situation been in reverse, I don't know if, with how territorial Los Angeles is, just in general, LA is super territorial. I wonder whether or not he would be able to do the same thing. And that's not a knock to Drake. It's just how unique this really is.
Imagine the inverse happening in some Wally world, some weird ass world where Drake is in Compton and they're singing the same thing about Kendrick. Can't imagine it, can you?
The nigga says on the song, you think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac, nigga? I think that Oakland show gonna be a last stop, nigga. Can't even lie. I think that Toronto show might have been Kendrick's best show. Shit's crazy. I can't believe it.
Is that the most impactful diss line of all time?
It's one of them. It's up there.
Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
It's up there.
I'm trying to think what's
I don't know
worse.
if any other, like, that shit just rings out in
maybe one of them hit 'em up lines.
Stadiums.
This is the biggest embarrassment to an artist. The whole thing about Drake being like, I'm the mayor of the six, I'm the biggest person in six.
Canada, Toronto, I'm gonna holler at Trump, man. Y'all gotta become the 51st state, man. After what I seen last night, y'all need some exercises in pride.
This is why somebody like Drake got to watch who he associate himself with. Because while he got this shit pending or whatever, the lawsuit and all of that, which is frivolous, you got your man running around doing goof shit like this.
Knock off every door in the Noble Hotel. Not even cut everything off. Man bought everything. He's a bitch.
Real. And the fucking Noble Hotel is made for people of, high standard. You can't just walk up in there and just think everything is supposed to be hunky-dory. We're just gonna come violate your privacy and be all up in that mix. It's made for exclusivity. It's made to keep niggas like you out. Them niggas don't even know who you is up there. All they see is a sketch ass nigga pulling his hair back and a whole goddamn ceiling missing. They see a whole goddamn auditorium with empty seats at the top of your fucking head when you moved your hat. Of course they not finna open up no doors around there for you and your goddamn group of homeless looking kids.
This is him going into what is assumed to be a lobby in a Noble Hotel. Don't know where he got it from that Kendrick is staying there, but he found a room where all the doors is locked and then turned the camera on to express how all the doors is locked.
Y'all not gonna be able to smell Kendrick's cologne. Not even in the elevator once you get off. Y'all not gonna be able to get near him. I mean, who's shocked by this?
Top 5 promised that he was going to get his hands somehow on Kendrick and he was going to disrupt the things that was going on. And he made every excuse. Oh, we got security.
But I went for myself. Well, 100 young boys trying to see Kendrick Lamar, man. Man, lock the door on me, man.
Stop the cap. He's running around through hotels trying to see if he's going to open a door and Kendrick Lamar is magically going to be sitting there taking a pose or some shit.
He probably ain't nothing but mops behind there.
I'm not coming there tonight, but I got a suite there tonight. I got a suite up in there.
I ain't going.
They ain't gonna let you in?
They have a fucking thing that says, call 911 if you see this kid.
No.
Oh, really?
We had people from Canada tweeting that Kendrick was the king of Canada. Huh?
I've never seen a man keep his foot in another man's ass for this long.
I didn't like the fact that they're turning up to him dissing Canada.
The way the crowd was saying one more time, that broke my heart. It broke my. I can't even go out today, man. I can't even go out today. Man.
This nigga supposed to be the biggest gangster, the biggest goon, Drake shooter. He supposed to be Toronto's boogeyman. He talking about he was brokenhearted. Nigga was sitting at the house watching footage of the show like everybody else on social media. He saw the clips of niggas talking about, we want it again, we want more. He said, I was heartbroken, man. I can't even go outside. What's that sample on December 4th? What's wrong? You sound like you just lost your best friend. Stupid ass nigga. Now you know it's bad. My bad, y'all. I ain't know I was muted. You know it's bad when you got a whole stadium of your goddamn fellow countrymen and women talking about we don't want to hear you say nigga no more. And approximately 75 to 80%, if not more, can't even say the fucking word they self. You got a whole crowd of motherfuckers who can't even say nigga they damn self saying we don't want to hear you say that shit, nigga. Boy, that's what we talk about when we say this the biggest fucking L. And I know it's gonna be some people that sniffing that boy ass crack coming over here telling us, man, you keep talking about Drake. Why do you keep talking about Drake? Nigga, shut your stupid ass up. Go find you an OV ho apologizer channel. Okay? Go find a colonizer channel for the apologizers of Drake, Jizers, McGeizers, and go enjoy yourself elsewhere. You don't watch enough videos over here to know it's not even about Drake hate. It's just about calling that nigga out for what it is. This is an unwinnable situation for him, and he's going to have to hold his L every time it is presented to him. It's the way it works. Same way Meek Mill had to for a year straight. Kendrick has been holding the crown, doing his due, and Drake been holding that L for a year straight. This is how it works. Drake is the one that introduced this embarrassment campaign. Now he's receiving it on the other side of it. Thank you. Have a good night. Now let's go ahead and pull up Maul, because he's still trying to find a narrative to latch on to in order to keep himself composed. All right, so shout out to Caleb from Twitter. He made his way over here yesterday. He seemed a little triggered. I don't know why, but shout out to you nonetheless. He says, Maul responds to his Kendrick Lamar take. Anybody that went to the Toronto show is a goofy. SZA was there too, though. We got to give SZA some props. Let's not act like a lot of people weren't there to see SZA. So now that those two nights have been deemed successful, and you see Rory over here covering his motherfucking face. He is in pure disbelief. We got to play the footage.
On a docket.
Toronto shows up for Kendrick. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. No. Everybody been in my mentions. Everybody
As
been
they
hitting my
fucking
phone.
should.
Yeah, man. But you know,
we tried to tell you it was a shitty take then.
Yeah, but you know what it is, man. I be underestimating how many fucking goofies out here.
Oh my God.
How many idiots out here in the world. Like y'all went and showed up for somebody that was shitting on y'all.
Mo, Toronto is the third largest city in North America.
Right.
You don't think Kendrick Lamar has fans out there?
No. We know Kendrick has fans in Toronto, but I just, people were supposed to, that show, you were supposed to not go to that specific show.
Down.
But
why?
Because he's shitting on the city of Toronto.
Is he?
Is he? Good.
What the
good
fuck
question.
you think they not like us? Who you think? Who's they and they not like us?
You think he was specifically talking like about?
He's talking about Canadians, nigga.
He's talking about OVO, talking about you, talking about the DJ that don't spin, talking about Flop 5, talking about Party Next Door, and anyone who may come out and be a Drake OVO apologist probably would fall into the they not like us category. It's not about the territory you come from. It's about the culture in which you coexist.
All of Canada is crazy.
That's exactly who he was talking about. He was talking about Canadians, Torontonians to be exact.
I thought he was trying to separate between people that are of the culture and the people that are not. And he's saying, oh, shit, they're not like us. And
that's what you thought? It's definitely not what he was saying. Yeah, so all you idiots in Toronto that brought a ticket to that show, just do us just
well,
stay in the house.
Didn't they become us if they were at the show singing with him?
No,
maybe they wanted to become us.
No, and that's why they're fucking goofy. Anybody that went to that show as a Torontonian is a goofy. You can't go to that show, man. You just can't. You're not supposed to. Got to stand for something.
Can you just say that you were wrong?
About what? About what?
That you were wrong about your take about. Yeah, say I was wrong. I thought that he was gonna get laughed out the arena. He didn't.
Oh man, listen, man. SZA was there too, though. So
do you like?
Oh my fuck. Okay.
We got to give SZA some props. Let's not act like a lot of people wasn't there to see SZA. We're not doing that.
I think people were there for one of the biggest artists.
Okay,
period.
all right, cool, yeah.
So do you think anyone from Queens?
And you know this nigga dead ass serious, because how many times have we ever seen Maul without a hat on? How many times have we ever seen Maul with just straight, raw dog in his hair? Like, he was dead ass serious. He made sure I'm not gonna find no matching hat today. I know I got about 6 matching hats for the shoes or the jersey, but I'm not wearing no hat today because I'm dead ass serious, no cow, no bap on this bitch. I'm not fucking with it. It's crazy the type of caricature he's turned himself into. There was once upon a time, when Rory and Maul went solo, that people was really advocating for Maul, you know what I'm saying? And so many people have gone on to regret it. That shit is hilarious. I tell you, man, this whole ordeal is just the gift that keeps on giving. Whether it be hilarious or whatever emotion it evokes, it just keeps on giving. Now let's get to this story of Drake allegedly trying to get Kendrick's Toronto shows shut down and trying to bargain by utilizing his OVO Fest, which he's reviving later in the year, as some sort of bargaining chip. So here we have Justin Tinsley, shout out to Justin Tinsley, with his article, Kendrick Lamar's Toronto shows were an all-time statement. The legend of Kendrick Lamar grew in his rival's city. Toronto, on 2001's Ola Ovito, which is a song by Jay-Z, a standout cut from the Library of Congress, immortalized the blueprint. Jay-Z declared that if he wasn't better than his late close friend, the Notorious B.I.G., he was the closest one. As the North American leg of Kendrick Lamar and SZA's massively successful grand national tour nears its end, it's time to say this about the Compton MC. So Justin is saying that if he ain't better than Jay, then Kendrick is the closest one. Okay? Placing Lamar's resume in context, and after witnessing the highly anticipated Toronto show in person, it's not audacious to say he is close to being the greatest. Yet before getting into the logistics of why that holds weight, one must understand the moment that stood in front of Lamar. His Super Bowl halftime show and Drake's lawsuit against Universal Music Group over the smash hit diss record Not Like Us are still in litigation, and yes, there's no denying what the last year has done for Kendrick Lamar's career, and to keep it a buck, Drake's too. Hours before Thursday's show at the Rogers Center, I sat at Gabby's, a quaint restaurant a stone's throw away from the Toronto Blue Jays Stadium. Kendrick has always valued Toronto as a tour destination, but the conversation revolved around what Drake meant to Toronto. So this is what Justin heard on the ground while in Toronto. They say, fuck Drake. This man is in your town getting a bite to eat just a couple feet away from where the show is taking place. And a bartender named Melissa, says, fuck Drake. Yeah, he's had hit records, but you're a joke. I hope Kendrick embarrasses the fuck out of him tonight. Holy shit. Her coworker Travis co-signed her sentiment. All that repping Toronto shit is fake. I hope Kendrick does Not Like Us 100 times and it keeps Drake up at night. Oh my fucking goodness. I had no idea it was going to get this deep. These are Torontonians talking about him in the flesh. And again, Justin Tinsley is a reputable journalist. He would not make this shit up. He's been making money off of writing his words in publications for over a decade. I know this personally. The reality of what Melissa and Travis said lies somewhere in the middle. What Drake has done for Toronto from an outside perspective can't be understated. For better and worse, according to several Toronto residents, he is the foremost recognizable representative for the city on an international stage. That's a fact. He is the biggest artist to ever, you know what I'm saying? Some people say Celine Dion. That's cool. Some people may put Bieber up there. Nah. He's up there. We're not going to take that away from him. He accomplished that. He did that. In hip hop, he is the face of Toronto rap. All right? Don't come around here with that Cardinal Official shit. I used to listen to Cardinal. I used to see him on BET. No. All right, he did that. Now, he got stripped of it, but he did it. Nobody was checking for Toronto like that on some rap shit. Despite everything, Drake remains the greatest hit maker in rap history. Given the sheer volume of chart-topping numbers, there's no way to refute what he's delivered or helped deliver to others, and he's clearly got enough pull to make Canadian politicians like former head of the New Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh, publicly apologize on social media for attending last week's show. So clearly this is very much current. Because we talked about that whole apology bullshit and how bitch made that was. This is the sort of anxiety and intensity that permeated in the air before, during, and certainly after the show. It's why both nights felt like such a line in the sand moment, because in many ways they were. The city may appreciate Drake's decades-long dominance, but blind loyalty doesn't exist either. On stage, though, Lamar and SZA's chemistry was irrefutable. In back-and-forth sets, both artists commanded the lure and adoration of fans who came to see them. SZA garnered her decibel-breaking moments, further cementing herself as the foremost R&B artist of the decade. Her role and importance on the tour was clear. Give a shout-out to SZA. I said that the other day. You know, we cover so much of the Kendrick aspect of the tour, but SZA's going out there busting her ass, floating in the air, doing all type of shit her damn self. She is the yin to Kendrick's yang, but their creative affinity is why the tour has overachieved in the manner it has thus far. When Kendrick handed the baton off to SZA and vice versa, a beacon of pride resonated in knowing the show wouldn't have a drop-off. An added sense of intensity and flavor arrived in ways that never allowed monotony to creep in. As SZA went through a stream of her hits, many of which drew massive reactions from the sold-out crowd, there was perhaps none bigger than her appearance on Rich Baby Daddy, the irony of which being Drake's song was lost on no one. But everyone there understood that night was about Kendrick and how he would perform on his greatest enemy's home turf and get it cracking double back like a deluxe. All right, so this is the part I know everybody want to get to. According to sources, attempts by Drake's camp to have both tour shows canceled or postponed allegedly took place in hopes of booking OVO Fest. Here we are, y'all. However, by then, paperwork with the Rogers Center had already been filed, and no other venue in the city could hold the same capacity. So Drake really wanted to get Kendrick's shows canceled so he could do OVO Fest those same days when he's known for doing it later in the year, allegedly. And you thought that you was going to be able to pull rank because you're from Toronto and you have some sort of relationship with these people in the city. So they say ultimately the best that could happen was a stream with Kai Cenat, which also fell through. Though universally known in Toronto sports circles for his close affiliation with the Raptors, Drake's relationship with the Blue Jays is cordial at best. Part of his 2011 Headlines video was filmed at Rogers Center, and the artwork to his 2015 Meek Mill diss back-to-back featured Blue Jays legend Joe Carter's 1993 walk-off World Series home run. Outside of that, his presence at Blue Jays games isn't well documented, so when the request came in, the team and stadium didn't feel much of a need to try and honor it because it wasn't as if the bond was ever that strong to begin with. So Justin is saying that he's hearing, according to sources that he's not naming at this time, that Drake literally tried to get Kendrick and SZA's shows at the Rogers Center canceled or possibly postponed so he could try to do OVO Fest. And because the Blue Jays don't really fuck with him, he didn't have strong enough relationships to leverage a relationship for them to be preferential. They said no. Not to mention they were already out here promoting Kendrick's presence soon as the tour was announced. They were one of the main stadiums that were promoting this date from the jump. So they were already a part of the show. And the show, I mean, in that context, I'm talking about the public show. Okay? Because if you really plan to do OVO Fest in June, you probably wouldn't be hitting them up once they book Kendrick Lamar. They knew what you was trying to do, and they said, get the fuck out my face. One of my favorite things to say to fuck niggas. This brings everything back to Kendrick Lamar's performance in the obvious crescendo that was the ultimate middle finger to Drake in his own city. He ran through a litany of his catalog, not Cadillac, greatest hits, in particular Humble and Money Trees that reverberated around the stadium. He was serenely, almost eerily calm on stage. It could be because he understood the magnitude of each song and lyrics' meaning after all his every step played out on the world stage, or it's because Lamar had done so many of these shows already that by the time he arrived in Toronto, understanding what resonated with crowds had already been established. Nevertheless, Lamar commanded with a pristine strategy mirrored his every move during his vicious haymaker volley with Drake. They go into the history. I don't need to get into all this stuff. We already know the rest of this. But Justin, you uncovered some shit there. If you want to see more of that article, go on anscape.com and you can read the rest of it. But that's basically the parts that we wanted to get to. I didn't even know about the restaurant workers saying fuck Drake. I had only seen the little piece about him trying to cancel the shows. And remember, last year, he was able to pull rank on Schoolboy Q and Sir from TDE because he had part ownership in the venue that they booked, right? Their shows were booked way ahead of time before the beef had ever taken place. But after the beef had taken place, being that he had partial ownership in the venue that they were going to perform at, he was able to get their shows canceled. So he then reached out to Rogers Center thinking he was going to be able to do the same thing. And they said, boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my office, you don't get the fuck off my line, you goof. He been doing some goof ass shit, I tell you that much. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments from the mini doc that we watched in the early part of this video, to Maul doubling down with his hat off, to now we're receiving news that Drake tried to get those two shows from Kendrick and SZA canceled at the Rogers Center in hopes that he would be able to get them moved so he could do OVO Fest. And then, of course, he would have bragging rights to say he was able to shut down their activity in the city, even though it was unsuccessful. You better do that motherfucking show inside the bitty. I'm going to catch y'all a little bit later, though. Much love and respect.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.